Hello guys and girls, and welcome back to the Racing Line 4. I can't believe we're here. It's happened already. This has been so fast in the making. We are here for the RLTC Championship, powered by GT Omega, back here on the Racing Line, and of course over at VCO eSports with our partners over there. They've had a wicked weekend with the... I always get these letters mixed up, but it was the ERWC crazy event where they found the best sim racer across 3 different platforms, not just on iRacing, but rFactor and Assetto Corsa. Put them all together. What an event over there at VCO eSports. I hope to see more of that this year for sure. Busy plans ahead for them and of course for us, but right now all of our focus is on the RLTC Championship. 2 new touring cars added to the iRacing service over a couple of weeks ago now, and we thought, well, just got to jump on that bandwagon, haven't we? The Jetta Cup has been a success. We're 2 seasons into that. Season 3 will be in the later half of the year as we have an interim championship, which is now the RLTC Championship Season 1. And boy oh boy, I don't know if any of you tuned into Media Day, but it is going to be absolute chaos. The racing is going to be insane, and we've got some new drivers mixed with the old drivers here at the Racing Line, building our community step by step, and it's just exciting times. Round 1, Races of England. We're here at Donington Park Racing Circuit, the national layout, because I hate hairpins, and I just look at it. Look, you can see the hairpin there on the left-hand side of the screen. It's I mean, it would have been an extra overtaking opportunity, I'm sure, but I don't think, as you're going to see, these 30 drivers are going to need extra invitations to send it up the inside or around the outside for that matter. Here for the Races of England, race 1, 2 and 3 of the season. Round 1 out of 12. Now, I think it's time, for those of you that didn't join us on Media Day, it's time to get some introductions going. Biggie Morello's in Twitch chat. He says, yo. Cal Andre says hello on YouTube. Alexandra Costa says hello on YouTube also. And Piccolo Bambini says, is this Jack Jones? Yes it is. I don't know why it was spelled like that, but it is what it is. Thank you for those of you tuning in so far. Let's have a look at what is going on here at Donington Park. There are 3 cars in the RLTC Championship. We have the Honda Civic, the Hyundai Elantra, and the Audi RS3. They are all touring cars, so they are all in the same class, but there are 3 different championships for us to keep an eye on this season. We are going to be watching, of course, the Drivers' Championship, which is what everyone is here for. There's 30 drivers out there on track, all fighting for glory. Who is going to be the best over the course of this 12-round World Tour? When I say World Tour, of course, I do mean this lovely looking calendar there on your right hand side of your screen. Look at it. We start off in the UK, Alton Park, Donington Park we are at today, and of course Knockhill next week in Scotland, and then a break for Valentine's Day, and then the European legs, Older Zandvoort, Hungaroring and Imola, followed by another break, followed by the American leg, Canadian Tire, Watkins Glen, Laguna Seca, followed by another break, and the what did we decide we were going to call this? The Australasian leg, Interlagos in Brazil, Twin Ring Motegi in Japan, and of course Phillip Island, followed by our celebration round, 100 kilometres of Bathurst. Biggie Morello jumps in chat and says 1, 2, 3 are in different cars at the moment. That is right. So of course they are all fighting for the same points. The second championship we're watching, of course, is the Teams Championship. There are 30 drivers, 10 teams of 3, and 1 manufacturer in one car of each manufacturer in each team. So there's 10 Hondas, 10 Hyundais, 10 Audis, 10 teams. Watch that Teams Championship, watch the Drivers' Championship, and of course watch the Manufacturers' Championship. So we're going to find out who is the best in each car, and this is currently your order overall. If we have a look on the left-hand side right now, let's get a little bit of an extension on their names so we can see. And I'll tell you what I really enjoy about things like this. I started to really enjoy it in the Jetta Cup. I'm starting to enjoy it now. It's the flat. I just love the amount of nationalities that we can get going in these leagues. That is a lovely camera shot of Damien Harris, the season favourite. I don't want to put extra pressure on his shoulders, but he is he's one to watch this season, shall we say. He's definitely one of the quicker guys out there. He is currently, though, in 7th place in that Audi with an 11.6. Mats Borg Andersen, your Norwegian Honda Civic driver, is currently in 1st place with a 1:11.2. That is a rapid time rapid time. It really is. Daniel Downing is surprised by his own pace in P2 in his Hyundai, one of the British drivers, and Connor Mills for Pulse's eSports there in 3rd place with a 1:11.5, only 2 thousandths away from Daniel Downing in the Goldwing car. There's a shot of the building. This is a lovely wide shot camera following Damien Harris around. In fact, I think we should have a closer look at some of the drivers out there. There's only 5 minutes left of practice, and it's going to be great to see all these cars on grid at the same time. Many touring car leagues I've watched so far haven't seen many restrictions on the cars being able to be used, which normally tends to lead to a how do we say this, just a heavier ratio of one car, I think, in the championship. But we've done quite well here with balancing it out, so we see a nice varied bunch of cars on track. Just to show you, they are all driving with very similar liveries, so you can easily tell. There's the Hyundai Pulse's car. We saw Connor Mills in the Audi. John Bailiff is currently sat in the pits, but there he is. Mats Borg Anderson is also in the pits. He's got the Fear Factor cars currently mounting each other in the pit lane. The Goldwing cars look very nice this season. The white and gold. Oh, of course it's gold. Chrome gold Hyundai. He's got yellow wheels there. Andy Fox is on track for Win It or Bin It. They're making a statement with the green wheels. Very easily spottable, those cars. The teams we have on track. I don't know if there's a... Is there a way? There is. There we go. Now you can see the teams. Team Fear Factor. Are there any Team Fear Factor cars out on track? We saw Damien Harris. There is Mats Borg Anderson in the Team Fear Factor car. We then have Goldwing Motorsport. None of them are currently on track as there's only 3 minutes left to go of practice. There's Sam Van Alst in the pits in the Audi. Pulse's eSports we've already had a look at. Team ORD have made a comeback, of course. I'm not sure any of them are on track either. Dan Thornton might be. Let's have a look. Yep, there he is in the Hyundai Elantra NTC. Some very nice orange wheels. Do you know what? That livery's growing on me, it is. I'm a big fan of that ORD car this season, to be honest. Striking. Piccolo Bambini says, let's go Morgan. And the author, Stephen King. Gervo says, let's go Mats Borg Anderson. Out for Nordique in the chat. That is in Twitch chat. Don't let Twitch out-comment you, YouTube. Get in there. Look at that car behind Dan Thornton in the ORD. That is Jerry Agard, a returning driver for Masters of Traction. A slight name change from the Masters of Talk team in the Jetta Cup. Our Swiss driver, Jerry Agard, there with the words, handsome dude, across the bonnet of the car. He loves it. A surprise driver swap early on in the season before we started was Jake Cranston, your two-time Jetta Cup champion, has jumped over to All Sports Racing with Morgan Burkhardt, a strong looking team. Morgan Burkhardt is currently out on track. This is the All Sports car. Currently being chased down by a Lurchus Gaming Honda, that is, behind. Very nice. I'm so glad we can see all these liveries finally on track, all complete together on the circuit. I feel like I'm missing a team, missing two teams actually. Meatball Motorsport and Lurchus Academy. This is a Lurchus Academy car. There's actually two Lurchus teams out there now. 6 drivers driving for Lurchus this season. Lurchus Academy, a kind of Alpha Tauri outfit, but outperforming the main team in the media days. So let's see if that trend continues. Ika Lequay seems a reawakened driver at the moment. This is the Meatball Motorsport team, another one of my favourites, with our new Swedish driver on the grid, Sebastian Broberg, the number 42. They've done a good job. Can't argue they've done a good job with some of these liveries. I actually think that might be one of my favourites. Kleinholder says go Meatballs. He, of course, a driver for them in the Jetta Cup. We've got 40 seconds left before qualifying begins, and it is looking extremely close. Extremely close. We should change that 2 gaps. So that we can see. There we go. Mats Borg Andersen, though, he looks to be in a league of his own right now. Look at John Bailiff and Jake Cranston separated by 1,000th. Marcel Friesch and Andy Fox separated by 1,000th. This is ridiculous. And I'll tell you what, we expected a massive field spread compared to the Jetta Cup. And so far, we've got 26 drivers. Sebastian Broberg being the 26th. Within a second. 1 second. 3 different cars. Many different drivers. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Qualifying is about to begin. F1 Delta says purple equals win. The Hondas are either in the top 6 or the bottom 9. Giving us absolutely zero indication if it's quick round here or not. That's what we like to see, says Germo_. Yeah, it's a weird one, trying to work out which car has an advantage over which circuit. As they all come flying. There we go. That's what we want to see. All of the cars together. All the RLTC banners. All the different team liveries. This is Donny Alpha Henriksen. Masters of Traction driver number 88 in the Hyundai NTC. As they all come flying down the Craner curves. There we go. Look. Have a nice little static shot. It's an amazing set of corners, is the Craner curves. I believe Mats Borg Andersen is one of the first in the train. If you look at that track map, Connor Mills is right behind him. Let's have a look. Can we see them? This is where they're going to start to play games, I imagine. Are they going to play some slipstream games? It's a bit early. It's 1 minute 20 into the session. Connor Mills was the last round pole sitter. Marcel Friesch in the Hyundai behind. Let's stay on board with Marcel Friesch. Down into the old hairpin. Very understeery through here, especially on cold tyres. Under the bridge they go. Through this flat out left. This is nice and easy. Now watch the understeer around the next 2 corners. They're going to climb slightly uphill, cut this curve on the left, really open up this right-hander down into 3rd. Coasts in, actually holds it tight. Doesn't understeer too wide on the exit. They're playing it cautious this early on. These Jettas look very rice, says Alexander van der Dander. Capula says Hyundai looking the best. Shane Anderson drives the Honda. And Germo says buzzing now. He's absolutely ready for this championship. It looks like Mats Borg Andersen and Connor Mills using that as a tyre warm-up lap. So this not going to be the one for them. Marcel Friesch looking ahead, being like, I'm sure he's thinking, whoa, what are these guys doing? Come on, don't hold me up. I'm just trying to get a lap in here. But there goes Connor Mills straight off. He can't come on and block Marcel. He's going to have a poor run to the line. Surely he's going to back out of that. As Marcel Friesch goes fastest with a 1:12.1 so far. Mats Borg Andersen, 1/10 down. Stephen Burns comes flying in. And now all the times are going to start coming up on the board. I'll tell you what I have just noticed. John Bailiff, if you look at the track map in the top right, you can see a JB and an SK on the left-hand side. That looks like John Bailiff, Stephen King working together with a little slipstream and clean air. As you see the other 28 drivers, all pretty much in a train together. As Jake Cranston sets the fastest lap. Now that is a name. He was struggling for pace, it seemed, in the media day. Seems to have woken up a little bit as there's a Lurchus gaming car going off. He's racing Dan Thornton though in qualifying. They're going side by side. Kakua in the Twitch chat, a Hyundai fan. Let me know. There's many of you watching across the 3 channels, and of course, welcome if you're new to the series over on VCO eSports YouTube or the Racing Line Twitch or YouTube. Thank you for joining us. Let me know in chat. Doesn't matter where you are. I can see them all. What is your favourite car and why? My personal favourite is the Honda. Not just purely on looks, actually, just the way it drives, very good on the brakes as Mats Borg Andersen takes the Honda to first place currently, only 9 thousandths ahead of his teammate Damien Harris. As Andre Majorek for Team ORD goes third, just 2 tenths down. He had some pace in practice on Thursday. They have an official practice session on Thursdays before the race round, and Andre was quicker, so he's showing that's no fluke. Andre Majorek, the Czech driver. We mentioned nationalities, we didn't actually go down them all. I feel probably me getting a country's flag wrong. Anderson, Norwegian. Harris, British. Andre, Republican. Eric Manenveld, Dutch. Benitez, Portuguese. Marcel Frisch, Austrian. Burkhardt, American. Irish, Belgian, Swiss, Portuguese, Malaysian, with Taki down there currently in 18th. Let's have a look at Taki. Where is he? He's driving for Lurchus Gaming, the A team, with the purple sunset on his car. Very early in the morning for the Malaysian driver, who slots up into P6 just as we go on board with him, actually. So he wasn't down in 18th. There he goes. Stephen Burns, Scottish. Kyle Ridley, another early morning riser. The Australian driver for Win It or Bin It. Where is he? There he is, with the green wheels. And I must say, Mr. Fox has done a cracking job adapting the Win It or Bin It livery, which usually has a Union Jack all the way across the back of the car. If we can have a look at one of his teammates. Where's Dan Blake in the Hyundai? There's the Hyundai. You can see in a second, I'm sure, when it goes around a corner. There we go. You can see the Union Jack all the way across the back of it. Popular livery in the Jet Cup series. Andy Fox, the other British driver in the Audi. Same thing, and they've done a great job. He's the one that's made the livery this time round. Absolutely mastered getting that Australian flag covering the back of the car. That's dark blue. That's the eSports Racing Jameson Huffman ahead of Kyle there. Christian Rivera likes the Hyundai for the noise. Is that the little... This is my best impression of the Hyundai. Let's go on board with the Hyundai, shall we? Who shall we? Let's go to Eric Manenveld in the Lurchus Academy car. One of our new drivers. Have a listen to that engine sound. Let me know on the audio, guys, as well. I'm not sure if it's too loud. What's loudest? Me? Oh, that was close. Did you see how close he got to the back of that car? We've got 2.5 minutes left. Can't actually hear the whistle of the Hyundai. I've been trying to listen for the little... 2.5 minutes left. I think it's about time we go through the format of tonight's event very quickly for those of you joining us for the first time. So, they had 40 minutes practice before the event kicked off. We see some people starting to pull off now. They look like they've had enough as Mats Borg Andersen has pulled another couple of hundredths on Damien Harris. He's now a full tenth ahead. 24 drivers within a second. Right, format. 40 minutes practice, followed by the 10-minute open quali, which you see now, where all 30 drivers are on track, fighting for the fastest lap time. That, of course, will sort out the grid for race number 1. Race number 1, all races, there's 3 races in total. All races are approximately 15 minutes long and they are set by laps. Today's race, I believe, is 10 laps long. Let me just double check that. I'm pretty sure it's 10. If it's not 10, it is 9. You know what? I'm not going to be able to find that. I'm going to focus on the broadcast. I should have just done my research. It's 10 or 9 laps each race, approximately 15 minutes. Now, there are some little bit of extra spices thrown in. Race 1, as I said, is in qualifying order. Race 2 is kind of in race 1 finishing order, except reverse top 6, which isn't massive, but it's enough to throw a spanner in the works for some of those drivers finishing in the top 6. This is not including any crashes, of course, that happen throughout there. Hopefully we don't see many, and we hope they race hard and fair. And then, of course, we'll have a quick 10-minute break, followed by race 3. Same amount of laps, all the same amount of points, but race 3 is the normal reverse 12 that we had in the Jetta Cup. So plenty to think about for all the drivers as they all start coming in. There's that beautiful purple Meatball Motorsport car, the Audi of Kieran Dempsey, who we haven't seen actually in qualifying, but there he is. Any points for pole? There is points for pole, Germo_ on Twitch. There is 1 point for pole and 1 point for fastest lap in every race. The top amount of points you can score, it's 44 points for a win. Oh, we need to, do you know what? I can't even go through that right now because it is grid time and we know how quick the grid disappears. This is your quali order. It's Mats Borg Andersen on pole position. 1/10 behind is Damien Harris. Connor Mills for Pulse eSports and Jake Cranston round off his second row. Morgan Burkhardt and Andre Majorek row 3. Mod Taki and John Bailiff row 4. Daniel Downing, Marcel Frisch and Andy Fox and Eric Manentveld round off your top 12. Stephen King, Kieran Dempsey, Duncan Murray, Jerry Agard, Sam Van Alst, Jameson Huffman, David Benitez and Sebastian Broberg round off your top 20. Sebastian Broberg will be happy with that. Correction from Media Day. He's only been playing iRacing for 6 weeks, so a cracking effort from him. Ika Lequay 21st and Alejandro Caraday 22nd. Donnie Henriksen and Joseph Gibson round off your 23rd and 24th position. Dan Blake, Carl Ridley, Jesus Amundre, Dan Thornton, Stephen Burns and Stephen Fry to end your 30 drivers. Now, it is time to get going. There is your grid. Audi OP at standing start, says Matt. So he's a little bit scared because he is surrounded in an Audi sandwich. What is going to happen? Who knows? Let's get rid of those. We don't need them yet. Oh. Might just stay silent. The tension is killing me, guys. The tension is killing me. Here we go. There's 30 drivers on the grid. 10 of each car. Many nationalities. All in fastest to slowest order. This is the first race they've had together. Do we predict chaos? Who's going to come out on top? Who looks the strongest? The Hyundais seem to be struggling now that qualifying's underway. And here we go. Here come the lights. 2, 3, 4, 5 lights, and they're out very quickly, and here comes the wheel spin and away they go. They're all heading down towards turn 1. You see a couple of people pull out already, and Mats Borg Andersen's coming under pressure from Connor Mills, who looks to the inside of the 2 Fear Factor cars. Has he got the run? Connor Mills is going to take the lead. Mats Andersen was right. The Audis are OP at the start. At Damien Harris round the outside. They're side by side, Mills and Damien Harris. They were side by side in race in the media day, and Mats Borg Andersen actually absolutely being swamped down the Craner curves they come. Mats Borg Andersen in the Honda, now down in 4th from pole position, and 3 Audis take 1, 2, 3. Connor Mills leads with Damien Harris and Morgan Burkhardt in P3. Jake Cranston has some cars off. There's a Pulsar Hyundai off in the background there, and look at those two already pulling a gap on the rest of the field. They all come through into the right hander. I haven't seen many issues. Oh, there was a car going off. That was Connor Mills. He's gone on the grass and he slots back in 4th place. He's gonna be frustrated with that. He was in first. He done all he had to do, and Damien Harris now takes the lead, but he's under pressure from Morgan Burkhardt, and Mats Borg Andersen will be hoping to get some of that. And it looks like Cranston's got to slow down because he's tumbling down the order. That is going to be painful. Down to 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. He's tumbling down the orders. Jake Cranston in the all-sports car. He blocks his teammate Huffman there. I hope the slowdown had finished because that could potentially be a penalty, and he would have got it for blocking his own teammate. I am sure that is not the case. Look at me, I said 10 or 9 laps. It's 13 laps. I got that wrong for all of the races. There's an Audi pulling into the pits. That, oh dear, Stephen Burns for Masters Attraction. He's had enough. And Damien Harris leads the way by 4 tenths. There's position swapping all over the place. The Goldwing Motorsport cars are side by side as they come round turn 1 and head down towards the Craner curves. This is Sam Van Alst and Duncan Murray in the Honda on the outside, and Duncan Murray has to lift off, and he's now going to get swamped by 3 more cars. That's Jerry Agard in the Masters Attraction car side by side through the old hairpin, giving each other room. The All Sports Hyundai off in the background there into the old hairpin. Only 1 car in the pits, and Duncan Murray comes out in 11th. He holds that position after side-by-side. There's 4 Hondas in this little battle. Daniel Downing and John Bailiff up ahead are going side-by-side. You don't want to go side-by-side into that corner, surely. Here they go. That's Andre Mayerek holding up this pair. John Bailiff round the outside in the Honda with a 2 Hyundais behind. That's Marcel Friesch involved as well in the Team Fear Factor car. Mats Borg Anderson right up the backside of, that's Morgan Burkhardt in P2. This is what it looks like from the nose of him, but really there's cars fighting all over the place. We can't really focus on one battle. There are so many cars. It's going to be a nightmare to keep track of all this. We don't want that camera. Come on. There we go. That's what we want to see. All of them. That's Ridley and Fox, the 2 Win It or Bin It cars next to each other, as Andre Mayerek and John Bailiff are still battling into turn 1. John Bailiff round the outside. Is he going to be able to hold this? He's going to give him the inside to the crane of curves. He's given plenty of room there. He's going to have a little bit of a slingshot down the hill into the left-hander, but now he's on the outside of the old hairpin. That's going to be a risky move, but can he get it done? He turns in. There's brilliant racing through there, and Andre Mayerek gives him full respect, and the position is taken. But now Daniel Downing's coming through in the Hyundai. John Bailiff moves up into P6. That is exactly where he wants to be for a reverse grid pole for race 2. Connor Mills is still in P4, and M. Tacky for Lurchus Gaming in P5. Anderson still chasing down Burkhardt up ahead, with Harris leading this race. And look at the train behind. That is Eric Mannenfeld, I think, with a bit of a gap behind him. 1.7 seconds back to Kieran Dempsey in the Meatball Motorsport car. David Benitez behind him. 2 little trains as Mats Borg Anderson and Connor Mills go side by side in the chicane. Connor sends it up the inside of the chicane and takes P3, but Mats Borg Anderson gets the switchback on the exit. This is a little fight there. Team Fear Factor versus Pulsar eSports. Look at this for P3. Connor Mills on the inside of turn 1. Can Mats Borg Anderson hold it around the outside? He's going to try. He turns in. He squeezes a little bit on the entry, and Connor Mills is still there. Wow, look at these two going down. Is it going to continue down the crane of curves, or is Connor Mills now going to head down as Mats Borg Anderson flashes his lights down the crane of curves? Can Connor now chase down Burkhardt in P2, or is he going to sit pretty in P3 as Damien Harris now has an 8/10 advantage on the rest of the field? A bit of smoke there from Connor as he locks up into the old hairpin, and now that battle looks pretty much done. I'll tell you what, this looks pretty close as well down here. Look at this little train headed by Ika LeQuay, who had a cracking media day. If we look behind him, this is what it looks like. He's got Broberg there. He's got Ridley in the Win It or Bin It Honda. There's a Masters Attraction car back there. I think that's a Hyundai. It is the Hyundai of Donnie Henriksen. Joseph Gibson in the ORD, and Stephen King is down there for Pulsar eSports, so he's had an absolute nightmare. I don't know what happened to him. I'm sure he was near the top, or am I just not paying attention? Pulsar's bias, I'm sure I'm going to get told in the chat. As Dan Downing is coming down the order. What has happened to him? Has he got a slowdown? It looks like it is where he was serving that. Marcel Friesch closing in on the brakes. And Mats Borg Anderson has gone off. They're really pushing these cars, flying through these chicanes. You don't really want to touch the grass in any of these cars. There's 3 Goldwing Motorsport cars there in the top 10. Oh, top 11. Dan Downing ruining it currently in P11, but there is a All Sports Racing Honda that they could get rid of, and that would make it 3 Goldwing cars in the top 10. That is a great effort for that team. I'll tell you what we can have a look at. If I sort it out by this, you can see the leaders in each car. So it's Harris, Burkhardt, Mills, top 3 in the Audis. Anderson, Bailiff, Mayerek, top 3 in the Hondas. And Downing, Friesch and Mannenfeld, top 3 in the Hyundais currently. But it is easier to see what is going on as these two are side by side into this fast uphill right-hander. Look at this, Broberg round the outside of LeQuay. They're still side by side, heading up towards the uphill blind right-hander. Yep, could have seen that coming. Broberg turned in, and Ika LeQuay fully defending from Carl Ridley as Donnie Henriksen barges his way through. It's all fun and games at the moment. Stephen King's looking for a way through in his Hyundai. 2 by 2, Carl Ridley on the inside of Donnie Henriksen as they head towards the chicane. Carl Ridley does brake late. Has he broken too late as Donnie Henriksen gets an amazing exit out of the chicane, and now he's on the outside of turn 1. That should be a done deal. Surely the run that Donnie Henriksen got out of that corner, he can brake late, but the Hyundai is not as good as the brakes on the brakes as the Honda. He holds it around the outside, does Henriksen, and he does it. Can he now get the run down towards the crane of curves? Look at this, the Hyundai's not liking this track very much. If you look from 24th to 29th, all Hyundais, but then you've got the top 3 Hyundais are in 10th, 11th and 12th. So that is maybe just just luck of the draw, I guess, or I don't know. Who knows what's going on with these cars. Donnie Henriksen, cracking move there on Kyle Ridley. There's some battles still going on back here. This is Jameson Huffman and Stephen Fry, another little Hyundai fight. All Sports Racing versus Meatball Motorsport, and then Dan Thornton in the ORD car still staying with these cars. Stephen Burns, the only one to pull into the pits. He might be a lapped car at this rate. We're halfway through this race, lap 6, and the battles have been intense. Morgan Burkhardt is closing in on your race leader, Damien Harris. That's what it looks like at the top as John Bailiff goes off in the background onto the grass, keeps it pinned, and away he goes. They're still fairly close. 5 laps to go as they cross the line. We're on lap 7 of 13. Good haul of points at the minute for Goldwing, says Germo in Twitch. Roxwen says carnage incoming. Do you know what? I'm pleasantly surprised, but I will say this, and it happens every time, as Andre Majorek is flashing his lights at John Bailiff as they head down the Craner curves. Race 1, it's like real life British touring cars. Race 1, fairly calm, no one wants to damage their car. They're all getting their eyes in and they're working out what they can do, what they can get away with as they fight. Look at this, Sam Van Alst and Benitez side by side. Benitez backs out, smart move. Sam Van Alst keeps the position. Race 2, they start pushing those limits a little bit more. There's more contact, there's more mistakes. People are pushing their cars over the edge of their ability as Stephen King moves up past Sebastian Broberg into P22. Oh, there, that was close for Dan Blake as well, also trying to get a bit of that action. And then race 3, everyone in British touring cars is just like, right, this is the last race of the day, I don't care what happens to my car. And that seems to have happened at the Alton Park Media Day. I hope it stays like this though, although some of these guys might not be happy with their current finishing positions. Look at that, side by side fight to the chicane. Oh, look at Kieran Dempsey's going to try and come through as well. There's no space there. Is he going to make space? Eric Manningfeld leaves room on the inside. He thinks better of it, moving over, and Jerry Agar's going to have to pick someone to follow through. Kieran Dempsey up the inside of Manningfeld into P12 he goes. Agar's going to follow him through on the inside. Manningfeld is getting absolutely mugged from whatever happened in that chicane back there. Agard now on the outside of the Craner curves. He's going to give him the inside to the old hairpin. This is going to be a risky move, a brave move for Jerry Agard. He can't quite keep it pinned. He has to back out. That is a shame for the Masters Attraction car because that would have been absolutely crazy if he could have made that move. Good effort from Jerry Agard. This is what it looks like from the front of Eric Manningfeld's car. So Kieran Dempsey now quite clear ahead. Andre Majorek is looking fairly close to the back of Taki in 6th place. John Bailiff just up the road as well. This is for P5, 6 and 7. You can have a look at the battles box if you wish. I don't like that one actually. Nor that one. Which was the one that I like? This is the one I like. It shows the gap nicely. So you can see there, it's just been a gradual increase of time, Majorek to Taki, and this is the closest they have been. It's okay, there's 2 more races. That is true, Germo, talking to Bob ZFG. Help me, I'm late to the party. Yes, you are. It's all kicking off. Burkhardt now only 2 tenths behind Damien Harris. There's 4 laps to go. And I'll tell you what, they really have improved their standards. It's looking close between Huffman and Stephen Fry. Into turn 1 they go. The side-by-side is a bit of a nudge from Huffman there. There's 3 cars involved in this. I did not see that. We're on board with Jesus Samundere. There's still a car there on the inside. There's 4 Hyundais battling back here for 26th, 7th, 8th and 9th. At the bottom of the grid, everyone gets points. There's points for everyone on the grid. Last place getting 1 point. But Stephen Fry currently leading this little battle of Hyundais. At least they are not by themselves. There's a little bit of a train up ahead, and Mundere looks to the inside of Huffman. That would have been a risky move. Is he going to try again around the outside of this corner? Is he going to send it up the inside? No, thinks better of it. Brakes early. Oh, is he going to get the switch back down? Thornton's losing them a little bit. That gap's still closing at the top. Now 1/10 between Morgan Burkhardt and Damien Harris. There was contact there from Jesus with Huffman. It's given Huffman a bit of a speed boost, but I'll tell you what, Dan Thornton now has a little bit of a run on Jesus Mundere. Stephen Burns 33 seconds ahead, pulled into the pits at the start for some reason. Not sure if he got a meet call. Andy Fox and Caraday are battling down the main straight in towards turn 1. Andy Fox up into P17, Caraday P18. People everywhere. Closest battle on track right now. I think Burkhardt has had a mistake, because his gap has dropped to 6/10. What has cost Morgan Burkhardt that much time? He was 1/10 behind Damien Harris, and now he's tumbled down the order. And it's not showing as a 1x, so must have just been unfortunate. Can't see any off tracks from him. 3 laps to go. Damien Harris putting on a good performance. Top 3 Audis. And then the next 2 Hondas. The Hondas are doing well here. Not sure what the case will be at Knock Hill next week. This is Stephen King heading the train of Broberg, Blake and Gibson, that is, in the ORD Audi behind. Oh, look at Broberg send it up the inside of King. He's going to get a slow exit though. King's going to get the switchback. What a send from the number 42 Meatball Motorsport car. Blake is on the outside of King. He's on the grass. The 2 Hyundais going side by side. Broberg looks to have got this move done. Into turn 1 he goes. What a move. And it's nearly free wide into turn 1. Broberg on the inside. Stephen King's going to try and hold it round the outside. This is all for 23rd place. He's still there, is Stephen King. Broberg's going to try and push his luck as they head down the Craner curve side by side. They're still side by side. 2 by 2 they go. Blake slots in front of the ORD car. Stephen King slots behind him. Broberg can pat himself on the back for that move, but Stephen does look like he's got the run. He's on the inside of this little left-hander. That was close to a slowdown, I think. He's going to be gutted if it was. They're still side by side. Now he's on the outside of the next corner. What a fight. Stephen King round the outside. Broberg on the inside for Meatball Motorsport. And look at the run. King gets round the outside. Oh my lord, into the right-hander they go, and Stephen King takes the move back. A full lap battle, all for 23rd place. All started from a big old send into the chicane from Sebastian Broberg. Genuinely, like, wow, what a fight. People need to remember that. All of you in chat, whether you're watching on VCO eSports or the Racing Line Twitch or YouTube, take note of that battle, because we vote for Driver of the Day towards the midpoint or the end of race 3. And that needs to be a contender, surely. Broberg for starting the move or King for getting it back. I know it's for 22nd place, but what a fight. Clean and, so much respect. That is what we want to see. More of that from all of them, please. Who's up next? Ikalakwe is still fighting Caraday here in the other Lurchers. The 2 Lurchers cars, Academy versus Gaming, A versus B. Honda versus Audi. So much going on. Don't forget, top 6 is reversed for race 2. We now have 3 Audis followed by 4 Hondas in the top 7. Christian Ribeiro says, go Lurchers. Oh, Lacquay nearly sending it into that corner. They don't want to, I mean, there's 6 cars, so they're the most likely to hit each other, you would say, in terms of percentages, but you don't want to see teammates hitting each other. The honours for that goes to ORD currently, based on the Jetta Cup season. And then again, Goldwing were hot contenders as we enter our final lap. You can see the white flag being waved. The final lap is on now, and this is your lead fight. They have actually closed up. Well, I say closed up. They're not actually that far behind. I saw the 6 temps and thought, nah, that's a done deal. That's not happening. But let's be realistic here. 13 laps later, and your top 4 are all within the same camera shot. It's going to be frustrating that they can see themselves. If you want to see position gains, this is what it looks like. After 13 laps of racing, Harris has gained 1 position, Burkhardt 3, Connor is where he started, Anderson's lost 3, Bailiff up 3, Cranston, Mayerek, Taki all lost positions. Duncan Murray, look at that, up 6 positions from where he started in the Goldwing Honda. He's passed his teammate down in, and this is the final chicane. Damien Harris exits the final chicane on lap 13 of 13, and look at the run that Mills might get on Burkhardt. It's not going to be done. There's a little wiggle from Harris, but not too much. Now that he's crossed the line, he's going to wiggle a lot. Damien Harris takes your first race win of the RLTC Championship. Your first winner, Damien Harris, from Morgan Burkhardt, from Connor Mills. And don't get me wrong, but I have a feeling we are going to see those 3 names quite regularly throughout this championship in this top fight. They're not going to want to get into trouble. They are going to want to keep their noses clean throughout the season, because every point is going to count. Speaking of points, I said I would mention the point system earlier. Pole position gets 1 point. You get 44 points for a win in every race, and you get 1 point for the fastest lap. So the maximum amount of points possible is 45, 90, 135, 136 points is the possible highest points haul. Not possible this round because Damien Harris did not get pole. I'm not sure who got the fastest lap, but I mean, I don't think we're going to see anyone get a Grand Slam. That would be absolutely crazy. If anyone gets pole and 3 wins, regardless of fastest laps, That would be utter domination. And that person deserves a medal. Now, we can't have a break between race 1 and 2. I know it's a shame, but that's the way iRacing works. So let's have a quick look at the grid. Jake Cranston, pole position. John Bailiff, second. Mats Anderson, Connor Mills on the second row. Morgan Burkhardt, Harris, Majorek, Taki, Murray, Downing, Frisch, and Dempsey round off your top 12. Maninveld, Van Olst, Agard, Benitez, Fox, Caraday, Lequay, Henriksen, Ridley, King, Broberg, and Blake round off your top 24, with Gibson, Fry, Huffman, Amundere, Thornton, and Stephen Burns ending off your grid in the top. Your final couple of drivers, shall we say. Now, grid time. Let's go to the grid. Here they are. Jake Cranston on pole. Hondas galore. Top 3, all Hondas. The Audis, OP starts, they said. Jake, that bandit stays on 6th, says Jan Weismanger. Let's go Taki, says Valdez, 31. Good. Some people supporting some new drivers. This is good to see. Now, here we go. In 2 seconds, the lights are going to come on. Here they are. There's 3 Audis behind these Hondas. Now watch those Audis at the start. 3, 4, 5 lights, another 13 laps, and away we go. The lights are off. Jake looks like he got a decent start, as did Bailiff. All the Hondas actually pulling away quite nicely, as Burkhardt seems to be the better of the Audis back there. None of the Audis gaining their advantage on that. While I say that, Burkhardt swoops round the outside. Cannot get it done, but he might be round the outside. 2 Goldwing cars go round. There might be a big old crash behind as Bailiff and Cranston are going side by side. How many cars? Murray is tumbling down the order. He's now in last place. There he is. Now, at the front, what is going on? Here they go. They're coming through 2 by 2. We said it kicks off in race 2. We need some better views of this. Oh, no, that was a clumsy rejoin from Morgan Burkhardt there in the Audi. I think I saw a car spin off. Yeah, he's going across the grass. Can he get that stopped? Burkhardt is tumbling down the order. That's not what he wanted. And look at the other 2 up at the front. John Bailiff and Jake Cranston still side by side in the Hondas. Jake Cranston holding the lead. It's a hell of a fight up ahead. Morgan Burkhardt rejoins in 17th. Broberg's going down the order now. Caraday, I mean. Look at him going down. So he's had an issue. Yeah, he's round into the gravel. Is Alejandro Caraday. Sam Van Olst and Andy Fox are side by side fighting into the chicane. It's only lap 1, boys. You got 13 laps. This is going to be a bigger field spread than race 1 as Andy Fox gets the much better exit through the chicane. Look at Sam's about to get absolutely mugged by 2 drivers here, I reckon. Maninvel's looking to gain through. Fox is going to try and cut his nose. No, there's a slow Goldwing car there. That is Daniel Downing trying to serve his slowdown. That could have been disastrous. He was on the right side of the road, though, so people should have just shot to the inside. And Sam Van Olst leads this train, and we've seen what he can do defensive-wise at Donington before in the Jetta. Can he do it again? Currently in P10 for Goldwing Motorsport. Kyle Ridley is in the pits, so I'm not sure what happened to him. We need a replay, really, of some of those crashes. But Damian Harris is already up into P3, and he's now chasing down Bailiff and Cranston in the Hondas, leading the way. Takes a bit of grass there on the exit. We're only on lap 2 of 13. King and Downing are going side by side back here. Downing's on the grass. King's going to get this move done. No, slots in behind. Oh, this is going to be fairly close. That's Burkhardt still in this fight. King's going to try and get the better exit. Can't. Is he going to get a push from Burkhardt? No. Andy Fox is flashing his lights at Sam Van Olst. Probably calling him a bandit. Calling him all sorts of names under the sun. Ooh, Burkhardt breaks later than the Hyundai there. Based on my limited experience, like I said, I think the Hyundai is the least favourite on the brakes because of its slightly longer wheelbase. Sam Van Olst on the inside. Andy Fox around the outside. Can he get the better run? There's no room out there. He touches the grass, loses the rear end, saves it, but loses a couple of positions. In the meantime, Daniel Downing's going to come back through. Let's have a look at what happened to Kyle Ridley very quickly after this, though. Look at him. He's tumbling. Oh, he's in last, isn't he? He's letting them all through. Oh, that is a dodgy place to let people through on the old hairpin. He's done well, has Kyle Ridley, but why is he in that position to begin with? Oh dear, oh dear. There's a few cars involved in that crash behind. That will definitely be looked at, but I still can't see why Kyle is so far down unless he got a meatball. Does he come into the pits? Ah, there we go. That explains it. Bumper hanging off, wheel hanging off. Kyle Ridley. I don't know what happened there, but that is that. at that. Is that 4 wide up ahead? 3 wide into turn 1. Taki in the Audi. Mills in the Audi. Frisch in the Hyundai. Into turn 1 they go. This is for 4th, 5th, 6th. Sorry, 5th, 6th and 7th. Anderson's just about 3 seconds up the road with Damien Harris. Again, the Fear Factor team looking strong like we expected. Roxman says F in chat for Carl Ridley. Indeed. Huffman and Fry overtake each other. King and Henriksen are fighting up ahead in the Hyundais. Oh, into the old hairpin. That is risky as Duncan Murray gets involved. He's climbing his way back up the order. Murray was in last place. He's back up to 21st already. He's loving this Honda and he is getting stuck in. This is the Murray we like to see. As long as he's not entering that chicane backwards, that is what we want to see more of. Eric Maninveld is having a fantastic showing for his debut season with us. Oh dear, Connor Mills and Taki still fighting it out up here. I think Mills might have a slowdown because the cars are coming through. That is going to injure him something nasty as he slots back behind the train. And now he's got to do all the hard work again. He's in P9 currently. There's a car coming into the pits, is there? Or is that a slowdown being served? Donnie Henriksen in the background. He's going to lose a load of positions, is Henriksen. Slowdowns are claiming victims today. Jesus Amundere in the pits. And your leader currently 1.5 seconds in the lead. I mean, I can't do a race without showing a random 1x. So let's have a look at what happened to Damien Harris here. Tries to make a move on bailiff into chicane. Oh, I mean, it was brave to try. They both go off, and not Marcel Frisch, Mats Borg Anderson might actually take P2 as a result of that. That explains why the gap. John Bailiff defends from Mats Borg Anderson. Wow. Good effort. But that explains why the gap to Jake Cranston has extended to 2.4 seconds currently. And Jake will be loving that. There is 7 laps to go. Oh, Mats Borg Anderson with the dummy move back there, trying to send it down the inside of turn 1. John will be used to that from racing someone in Sim Labs. And I think he's just going to hold it around the outside, get the better run, and even Damien Harris is going to come through and take that position from Mats Borg Anderson as a result. Mats brakes, they are teammates, so he's not going to fight that too hard, as Benitez and Broberg, that is, in the Meatball Motorsport Honda. Look at these 3 Hondas going at it into the old hairpin. I love the weight transfer in these cars as they come down these hills and just throw it into that downhill right-hander. Fox is looking to fight Daniel Downer, and he's got Morgan Burkhardt currently behind, 1 place out of a reverse pole position for race 3. So Morgan Burkhardt will be doing everything he can to gain at least 1 more place. As Damien Harris is fighting, he's going around the outside of chicane this time. John, side by side, is going onto the grass again. Oh, there he goes, and now Mats Anderson is going to take P2 again. How did Jake get that big of the lead? I'll tell you how. It's because these 3 are fighting tooth and nail for 2nd place. 4 seconds now the lead for Jake Cranston. He will be cruising to victory at this rate. There's 6 laps to go. Fear Factor, John really being a pain in the neck for these 2. I mean, they're fantastic fighting through the chicane, but you lose so much time through there. It's better just to sit and try and make your move into turn 1. As Burkhardt and Fox, I said it was going to happen at some point. Burkhardt round the outside of Fox. Oh, little touch there. Into the old hairpin they go. Burkhardt up the inside. They're going to give each other room. Fox on the outside. Can't quite get the run. He's on the grasses, Fox. Has he lost it? He's on the other side. Can he hold it and rejoin safely? Here he comes. Oh, and here comes the train. He's done well there, Andy Fox. He'll be gutted because he was in 12th place. That was a reverse pole as Stephen King comes flying through, as well as Dan Blake, Jerry Agon, Sebastian Broberg. David Benitez and Maninveld are together for the Lurchers Academy team in 13th and 14th. 6 laps to go. Jake Cranston is 4 seconds in the lead. Damien Harris and Mats Anderson fighting for P2, with John Bailiff still in this fight if he can hold on in that Honda without using too much grass on the exit of that chicane. There they are, the 3 cars fighting for that last podium spot. You guys are just talking in the Twitch chat now. Where's the YouTube commenters at? Come on, get involved. Don't let Twitch out-comment you as we see Marcel Friesch come under a little bit of trouble fighting Connor Mills here. 4P5. Dan Downing and Taki swapping positions there in P10 and 11 as well. We should see them in the background there going side by side. There they are. Taki round. Oh, can he hold it around the outside? He nearly broke on the grass there. That would have been risky if he sends it on the brakes on that grass. We've seen many people at Alton break on the grass and it just sent them round and ruined their race. Jesus looks like he is out of this race completely. He's not rejoining. Starting to settle down as we see some flashing lights from Van Olst there. Look at this little sandwich. Sam Van Olst is absolutely stuck in the Dempsey and Majorek fight. Couldn't get through any of those. Oh, Van Olst sticking his nose where it doesn't belong, and now Daniel Downing is going to come through with a mega run. He's going to pass his teammate, surely. Majorek done absolutely brilliantly there to not get spun round by Mr. Van Olst. You cannot complain about that. Downing's going to try and hold it around the outside of Taki, though. Stephen Fry comes into the pits. I can't actually see anything on my timing screens about that crash on lap 1, which is slightly annoying, as I would have liked to have a replay of that. Dan Blake and Benitez are swapping positions back there. Let's have a look at this. Was this the crash? So many people. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, there we go. ORD are still the team that hit each other. Is there a way we can see this a little bit earlier? Here it is. So there is a lot going on here. 3 wide. Oh dear. 3 wide. Ika Lequay gets turned round. That'll be Burkhardt in the Audi All Sports. And then the Honda of Broberg has nowhere to go. And Constantine is up behind. Very messy. And look, Thornton's going to get tagged from behind. The Hyundai behind, who's just kept his foot in. And then no brakes from Thornton, I'm going to guess. Through his teammate of Gibson there. I'm sure it will be investigated. Let's catch back up with what is happening. Go back live. Destruction, says Roxman. Indeed. So that was what happened on lap 1. Jake Cranston 3.7 seconds ahead. Still 3 laps to go. He'll be loving this. Mats Borg-Hansen, I don't think is going to have a response. Damien Harris is still right behind his teammate. John Bailiff and Connor Mills are in 4th and 5th currently. John Bailiff still holding on to these Fear Factor teams, and Anderson has got a slowdown. That gifts those two the position, and now he's going to have to close that up in the next 2 laps. He'll be fuming at that. P2 down to P4, and Connor Mills will be loving that because he is currently 2.7 seconds behind. He'll be hoping for another one at least to try and close that gap with the amount of time that is left. I'm not sure we'll be able to see what happened to Stephen Fry and why he's out. His creates says it's too tense. It is very tense out there. Kieran Dempsey looks like he's in a tight fight. This is what it looks like behind him. He's got Majorek still chasing him down, only 3 attempts, but just ahead of Kieran Dempsey in the Meatball Motorsport car is Marcel Friesch's Hyundai. Can he close that down? Currently on your reverse pole is Morgan Burkhardt. But your closest fight on track right now is probably Taki in P11. Oh, no, it's not. It's Andy Fox chasing down Benitez into turn 1 in the Audi versus Honda. No, this is a chicane, sorry. The Honda getting a better exit. Barry TRC Racing in the YouTube chat. And missed the 5k subs moment. Congratulations. It wasn't that long ago, actually, surprisingly. 2 days ago, I think. But thank you for the congratulations. In fact, good point. VCO eSports, if you're watching over there, we're catching you up, my friends. We are catching you up. Friendly little YouTube competition. But yeah, VCO eSports, if you haven't already checked them out, they put on some mega events. They put on the Simi Awards not too long ago as well, where the Jetta was voted one of the best drivers, and Austin Farr, one of the best oval racers. Definitely worth checking out, because I'm sure they'll do the Simi Awards again next year, and it's all community voted, so your votes do count to what you want to see win. Andy Fox is really trying to get this final place. That is P18 in front of him, so it's not going to do too much for his fight, but he'll move him one spot further up the grid, as Jake Cranston is still 3.6 seconds ahead. What a lovely shot of that pit building. Don't want to see any of that. Here he is. There's your leader, Jake Cranston. 3.6 seconds. We're on the final lap now. Mats Borg Andersen is closing down John Bailiff. He's only 2 tenths behind. We can't see any moves being pulled off on this final lap, to be honest. The only one who's close enough is potentially Ika Lequay on Stephen Burns in P20, but he's just lost a load of time. We are watching Jake Cranston right now as he comes round that final section before they head down to the chicane. Here he is. We'll take the drone cam. It is the Honda for the win. Into the chicane he goes. He's not going to make a mistake. He's nice and clear. 3.7 seconds. Jake Cranston is going to be your second winner for the RLTC Championship. And John Bailiff and Mats Andersen, I said they weren't going to be close enough. There they are for P3, heading towards the line. It was very close between those two Hondas as well. Wow, it was close between those two as they crossed the line. I'm not sure what happened or if we can see if anyone made the move. Let's have a look if we can find a replay of that. Here it is, heading towards the chicane. Mats Borg Andersen around the outside. John gives him a little bit of a squeeze in the braking zone. Look at this. They went side by side on the exit. They gave each other room. That was for P3 on the final lap. Amazing racing from the two Honda drivers. Bailiff flashes his lights. Mills he was in a front row view, front row seat for that fight for P3. And look, do you know what I'm really impressed with? 13 laps of absolutely, like, let's face it, this is feisty and hard work racing, and you can still see every car in the background apart from the few that in race 2 that got caught up in those early incidents. Absolutely crazy. Now that it is break time, it is break time in terms of racing. You got 8 minutes in total by the time they start gridding up. Go grab yourselves a drink, have a little chill out, and we can run down through the results of race 1 and 2 to have a little catch up on what we've just watched. Let's catch up to the, let's have a catch up in chat. Did I miss anything when Piccolo Bambini and AF Racing 79 were talking to each other? Yoinky sploinky is a phrase I've not seen too often. I don't know how I can fit that into a stream. Gonna have to put that into race 3 somehow. Bob ZFG says he's trying to get an Austin Farr Racing signed anything. Greatest oval racer of all time. What else have we got? Barry TRC, I wanted to get involved in this, but no subscription to iRacing. A law studies kicking my ass, he says. Beautiful racing. Jan Weiswanger, okay, wood is checked. The Porsche is missing, and we have seen it all. What? I don't get it. That was poor English, Jan. Come on, you've got this. You've got this. Great racing between those two, says Biggie Morello. Indeed, I did not think. Do you know what? I'm so impressed with the boundaries that people have set this early on. Round 1 is always a nerve-wracking moment for, I imagine, drivers, commentators, race organisers alike. And I think, obviously, the crashes will get investigated or looked at the end. But in fairness, we're seeing a lot less incidents than we did in Media Day, in a good way. There wasn't actually too many in Media Day, but there were some silly ones that could get stamped out. And here we are with some... Everyone's giving room and really keeping it within the limit, and I'm glad. I'm proud of that, and that's what we want to see over on all 3 channels here, VCO Esports, Racing Line, and Racing Line Twitch. We should give a quick shout out, actually, whilst we're here in the break, to, of course, GT Omega, our title sponsor, the RLTC powered by GT Omega, where you could get, if I bring up the race info, you can actually get 5% off any of their products by using the discount code TRL. So get on there if you're thinking of buying a rig, if you're thinking of buying a gamer chair. I don't even know what else they do, like mouse mats. GT Omega, big company, based in Scotland actually, so definitely worth plugging them quite a lot when we go to Scotland next week at Knock Hill. But yes, GT Omega discount code TRL, you will get 5% off your order. And it does, this is a cheeky one, it stacks with their current offers and discounts. So if you go on there and they've already got a deal going on saying 20% off blah blah blah, get yourself an extra 5%. TRL in the game. Will I get copyrighted for that? Does everyone know that slogan? No. Moving on. Let's get rid of that. We don't want to see that. Now, there's not any cars going out in the warm-up. People are using this break, and wisely so. Andre Mayerek says, I think Sam has literally bound his flasher to his throttle. Also, Sam Van Olst using his headlights flasher a lot. Austin Farr Racing says, man, I could really use a rig right now. I think that is in reference to him winning a rig, but not receiving the rig. Jake Cranston winning a rig from us. Currently still waiting on it, but that obviously, come on, let's be fair. It's Christmas and New Year's. These companies are struggling, Austin Farr Racing. Jake Cranston's on its way as soon as it comes into stock. I'm not sure about yours or who yours is with, AF Racing 79. Do you know what I always wonder? How many people actually have rigs? Because in the TRL Discord, if you haven't joined already, you should. Many people have sent their pictures in of their rigs, and there's so many desk racers that are fast, by the way. And it's not a bad thing to be a desk racer, but there are so many, and I really did think that the ratio would be the other way around. And I'm pleasantly surprised that it's not. I said we were going to go through the results. Let's go through those results. This is how it looked for race 1. Damien Harris takes your first win of the season with Morgan Burkhardt and Connor Mills sharing the podium. Matt Sanderson in 4th, John Bailiff 5th, Jake Cranston 6th, Andre Mayerek, Mod Taki, Duncan Murray and Daniel Downing rounding off your top 10. Marcel Frisch, Kieran Dempsey, Eric Manenfeld, Sam Van Olst, Jerry Agar, David Benitez, Andy Fox and Alejandro Caraday, your top 18. Ike LeQuay, Donnie Henriksen, Carl Ridley, Stephen King, Sebastian Broberg, Dan Blake, Joseph Gibson, Stephen Fry, Jameson Huffman and Jesus Mundere down to 28th. And your final 2 were Dan Thornton and Stephen Burns in race 1. In race 2, the results look slightly different, but some familiar names at the top. Jake Cranston takes his first win of the season. He will be over the moon with that. He did not expect that after Media Day, and here he is with the second win of our season, so that is great news for him. 3.8 seconds, one of the more dominant ones I imagine we're going to see. Damien Harris takes a P2, so he'll be happy with that. John Bailiff finishes on the podium after side-by-siding it with Matt Sanderson on the final lap, and Connor Mills P5, Marcel Frisch, Kieran Dempsey, Andre Mayerek, Sam Van Olsen, Daniel Downing P9 and 10 again. Goldwing Motorsport, consistency, nice. Mod Taki in P11, Morgan Burkhardt in P12, who will be starting the 3rd race on pole. He'll be happy with that. Eric Manenfeld, Sebastian Broberg, Jerry Agar, Dan Blake, Stephen King and David Benitez round off your top 18. Andy Fox, Stephen Burns, Ike LeQuay, Donnie Henriksen, Duncan Murray, Jameson Huffman, Alejandro Caraday, Dan Thornton, Carl Ridley and Joseph Gibson, your top 28. And your final 2 in this case was Stephen Fry and Jesus Mundere, 5 and 9 laps down. Still not sure what happened to them. I'm sure we'll find out in the replay. They must have got damage or they just had enough. One more race today for this evening before we do some interviews, etc, etc. And only 20 seconds left of the break. Madness. Maybe we need to extend that a bit. What do you guys think? I know the only reason the break wouldn't be too long is for the viewers. Kakula says, I bought a rig last fall, haven't sat in it in months besides one movie night. I used it as a comfy seat. No need to extend the break. Yeah, I agree. There's no need to extend the break. It's enough for the drivers. it is enough for us. And here we go straight into it. We like to keep the fast pace. Let's have an official look at that final grid. Here it is. Morgan Burkhardt, as I said, on pole position with Taki down in Sam Van Alst in second, third and fourth. Andre Mayerek and Dempsey on the third row. Marcel and Connor Mills on the fourth. Matt Sanderson, John Bailiff, Damien Harris and Jake Cranston round off your top 12. Eric Mannetveld, Broberg, Agard, Blake, King, Benitez, Fox, Burns, LeQuay, Henriksen, Murray and Huffman round off your top 24. Caraday, Thornton, Ridley, Gibson and Stephen Fry and Jesus Mundere rounds off the field in 30th place. He will be one to watch, is Jesus Mundere, as he starts the race in last place. As we head into our feature, same length as the previous races, 13 laps. Different order, reverse 12, Morgan Burkhardt on pole, our Malaysian driver on second, an American driver on pole, and a Brit and a Belgian in third and fourth, Czech on fifth. Look at this, I just love it. Look how many flags there are. Oh, the lights are on already. Keep an eye on those Audi starts. Dan Downing might get swamped, he's in the Hyundai. 5 lights are on. And away they go. Here we go. The lights are off. Lap 1 of 13 has begun. And Burkhardt gets an absolutely amazing start as there's a Hyundai All Sports of Huffman over there taking to the pit lane to pass Donny Henriksen, who got a really slow start. And look at Dan Downing, who did not get a slow start in the Hyundai. He is making moves for P2 on the start. Who said the Audi's better at starting? That Hyundai of Dan Downing has absolutely flown through into P2 as people are swapping places back here. As they head down Craner Curves. Oh, big crash back there. That 3 cars involved. Down the hill they go. That was massive. Caraday, Benitez involved. You can see the 3 cars. There's 2 more spinning off. Thornton's involved again. That is Carl Ridley, I think, with damaged wheels. There, 2 cars off. Oh dear, oh dear. The racing continues up ahead though, as that is Caraday in the 55 Lurchus Gaming car. Making moves on Dan Blake in the Win It or Bin It Hyundai. Defends nicely into the right-hander. Blake goes round the outside, though, and he's going to get the speed run. Nothing to do for Duncan again, rejoined. Matt Domo says hi, welcome to the chat on YouTube. Look at them flying through the chicane, single file by now. They've all settled themselves quite quickly. Dan Downing will be over the moon with that start, I am sure. But can he hold it together as we see an ORD car? That's Andre Mayerek in the pit lane. I wonder if that is a meatball flag. It'll be a shame if it is, as Sam Van Alst. Oh no, has Taki gone round? It looks like he's spun there a little bit. What happened? We heard him slide that car. What? Why? Did he get contact from Sam Van Alst, or did he lose it himself? Big contact from Sam Van Alst. Sideways slide, and Sam moves up into P3. I'm sure that will be looked at. Who came across on who? Thank you, Joshua Germany. Do that every time. Look at this. Anderson and Dempsey side by side at the top of the hill. Anderson looking a lot better than he did at Alton Park. He had a few issues, but Sam Van Alst tumbling down the order. It's a slowdown for Van Alst. Took me ages to see that, but look how many places he's losing. 1 slowdown for Sam Van Alst. That will probably nullify his penalty, to be honest, which is weird. He might still get some points, but he might not get a time penalty now. He's had his slowdown, and there he goes. He's now down in 17th place from 1 penalty. That's why you don't want those slowdowns. Keep within your track limits. Apex is lava, says Valdez31, as we see a car go round. That's Damien Harris in the Audi. He's kept it on. And now they're going 3 wide. There's more cars getting involved. Still 3 wide as Sebastian Broberg's going to lose the rear end. They're on the dirt. I said race 3 was going to be carnage. Here is the carnage. This is not what we want to see. There's 2 cars still in the pits. It's Benitez and Henriksen. Broberg is fighting Harris now. Oh, 3 wide again. Agard cuts across the nose of Broberg. Harris is going to be on the inside of Agard into this next right-hander. Can he get it stopped? He does. He's in P12 at the moment. Agard's going to try and get the run around the outside. Can't get it done. He was in 6th, Harris. He's now down in 12th. He's got Stephen King and Andy Fox up the road as he begins his charge. Daniel Downing only 2 tenths behind Morgan Burkhardt in the lead. This is what that gap looks like. And he's got a run out of the chicane as Daniel Downing. Is he going to make a move into T1? He has a look. He's going to have to brake extremely late. He does brake extremely late. He sends it down the inside of Morgan Burkhardt in the Hyundai, and Daniel Downing takes the lead of race 3, but can Morgan get the switchback as they head down the Craner curves now? Dan Downing's going to be on the inside initially. Morgan Burkhardt's going to try and hold it around the outside. It's going to give him the inside into the old hairpin. Here they go, side by side. Daniel Downing around the outside, Burkhardt on the inside. They have to give room, and Downing gets the run as Burkhardt has a bit of a blink, but look who's behind. It's Connor Mills in the Audi who's going to have the run. He's going to go around the outside of Morgan Burkhardt to try and take P2 into the next right-hander. They go. Mills is on the inside. That move is done. It's a done deal. Burkhardt's around the outside. He's going to get run off. He's not far enough alongside to be entitled to that room, so that is fair racing as we see Cranston also having a fight with the Meatball Motorsport car there in the background. So Burkhardt now into P3, Daniel Downing into P1, and Connor Mills slots into P2. Mats Borg Anderson is still in that top 5, so he's had a consistent event. There have been crashes all over the place as we see Fry and Gibson swap positions. They're side by side into the double right-hander. We don't see that too often. Come on, Danny boy, says Germo. Wow, says Austin Farr Racing in the Twitch chat. Really enjoying this. Look at this. That is the ORD car of Stephen Fry. No, sorry, Joseph Gibson. Stephen Fry is in the Meatball Motorsports car, the purple one. They're going side by side for the chicane. That's a surefire way of losing loads of time. And Carl Ridley's going to come up with a big juicer, as Austin Farr would say, into the... He's going to pass both of them, though. Surely. No, he doesn't. He's ruined his run somehow, but it looked like he was going to get a big run down the main straight. Round the outside of Stephen Fry. Is he going to get it done? He should do in a Honda. He's carrying the speed through. Round the outside. He does. Can he get the exit? They're going to go side by side down the Craner curves into the right-hander. Into the left. Ridley on the inside. There's a bit of a touch there. That was a bit naughty. We've seen Ridley do that a couple times. There was no need for that, especially down in 24th place. I imagine that'll get mentioned in the steward's room. 7 laps to go. Nicolai Bambini says squeeze the juice. I wonder if Fry's got damage from that. It would be unfortunate and very unfair if that was the case. I'll tell you what I have missed. Connor Mills is somehow in the lead of this race. How did that happen? We saw him pass Morgan Burkhardt, but Daniel Downing into turn 1, where we saw him so late on the brake. Oh, what an absolute dummy. He didn't expect it. Daniel Downing's been caught sleeping as Connor Mills sends it down the inside. An amazing dummy move. Oh dear, I don't know how we're going to vote for driver of the day today, because there has been some wicked racing and Daniel Downing's been absolutely mugged, caught napping into turn 1. He was leading the race, and is he going to bottle it again? Because that is what it looks like. Morgan Burkhardt, though, still in with a chance of winning this race, and you can't count Daniel Downing out yet. He is still in this train, but he has got Anderson for company as Murray and Gibson are fighting it out. Oh no, that is a crash for whoever we are looking at right now. It's a big crash. And Dan Blake is also in the pits. And Mats Anderson has just passed Daniel Downing into P3. It's looking really close. Cranston's going to get involved in this fight as Anderson defends into the chicane. The Hyundai looks strong in the early phase, but can he keep those tyres alive? Borg Anderson has got to slow down. Oh, he's done it again. We've seen it common. There we go. Now Downing's going to defend the inside. He's got Cranston behind him, and Dempsey's having a good old round in the Meatball Motorsport Audi up in P5. Marcel Friesch is climbing the order in the Hyundai. We haven't had a look at the old group sets for a while, so let's have a look at that. Mills, Burkhardt and Dempsey, the top 3 Audis. Cranston, Anderson and Bailiff, the top 3 Civics. And Downing, Friesch and Mannenfeld, the top 3 Hyundais, currently in 3rd, 7th and 9th on the grid. It's looking fairly even across the board, but also very spread. That's what you want to see. You can see your current leaders of each manufacturer for the Manufacturers' Championship. You've got Mills, Downing and Cranston all in the top 4. And just in case you're curious, because I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to stats, this is the strength of field of each class. The Audi RS3, 3.2k, 2.8 for the Hyundais and 2.7 for the Civics. In terms of lap time differences, nothing between the Civic and the RS3 currently. But the Hyundai, 4 tenths down on the pace according to the fastest lap. That will show why they've been struggling, but Daniel Downing absolutely being a wheelman right now in P3 in the Hyundai. 4 tenths off the pace and he's in P3. Amazing stuff. Pulsus eSports, Goldwing Motorsport and All Sports Racing. 3 teams as Jake Cranston is going side by side with Daniel Downing up ahead. Couldn't get it done though. Downing holds it around the outside and keeps it. Agard and Lequay. Agard's just made 2 moves there. Around the outside was that. Through he goes. Up into P13. Trying to think if there's any driver that we haven't heard from, really, in our whole... Is there any driver that we haven't seen pretty much for the whole stream? There's 30 drivers out there. I think Stephen Burns has had a quiet one. He's not had the best of first rounds, but here he is in 25th. And we've definitely seen pretty much everyone else. Huffman's had a little bit of a quiet one, but he is currently in P17 in the Hyundai for All Sports Racing. And Sam Van Olst, we've heard from him a couple of times. Here he is flashing his lights. Did you see the headlights flashing? He's trying to put Stephen King off in that Goldwing Audi. Yeah, still flashing. We saw someone in chat mention about his headlights. That's what they were talking about. Are we going to see it again after the exit of this corner? Yep, there they go. Let's have a look on the back of Stephen King's car. Currently in P12 is Stephen in the Hyundai. He's not doing too bad. Someone else is going to look to the inside of the chicane. Is he going to send it on the brakes? He's having another look, flashing his lights again. Harris and Manenfeld have just swapped places in 9th and 10th. Not sure the flashing headlights thing will work on Mr. King. Oh dear. What's your opinions on flashing headlights, chat? Come on. Doesn't matter what channel you're on. VCO, Racing Line, get in chat. Headlights. Headlight flashing. Rude? Funny? Getting your opponent's head? Completely legal? What's your opinion as we see Taki and Huffman side by side into the Craner curves? How many times have we seen this today? 10 out of 13 laps. Oh, there's position swapping at the top end as well as Cranston. Look at these guys 2x2. Daniel Downing's getting mugged again as Kieran Dempsey goes up the inside in the Meatball Motorsport car. They're still side by side. Cranston is defending from Anderson up ahead. 100 messages in chat. Well done, you've matched Media Day. And it is time for this, I think. Vote your driver of the day. The link will be coming in chat shortly. You can use it on all of the channels. This is a good fight for P3 as Anderson tries to go around the outside of Cranston. Can't get it done. Cranston is defending hard. And look how close they are. Anderson, I wouldn't be surprised if he's pushing him down that hill. You should see a straw poll vote in chat. That is your driver of the day voting mechanism. Click on that link and you can vote for who you think deserves, across the 3 rounds, who has put on the best show so far. Sam Van Olst has passed Stephen King. We've also seen what happened. Can we have a look at the replay of the crash earlier on? This is what happened to Gibson and Amundere. Oh, Gibson! Gibson! Oh no! What happened there? Let's have another look at that. Blake does see him coming. Just didn't commit to cutting the chicane enough at the car that couldn't get stopped. That was clumsy. Oh, and then poor Jesus. Oh, Carl Ridley. Ooh, just avoids his teammate. That was clumsy indeed. That's what happened there then. Back live, 2 laps to go. Anderson still chasing down Cranston for P3. He's putting on a defensive masterclass. Is Cranston. We can't look at this view for too long. They have been absolutely nose to tail for a long time. A good little train for P3 here is Damien Harris and John Bailiff. We saw them battling in the earlier races. They've swapped places. John Bailiff flashes his lights. The Honda lights extra bright. If we can vote best lawnmower, Dan Blake has definitely won that in race 3. Says Big Morello. Flashy, Van no tax. Don't know what that means. I'm so lost right now. There's so much going on. Saw the Porsche pace car sat in the pits there. We haven't seen him today. Pace car might make an appearance throughout the season. It's normally, well, we don't want to promote it, but it's normally when there's a large, very, very large accident that we see the pace car come out. Obviously bigger than the one we saw on lap 1, where we saw 3 cars rolling it down the hill backwards. I think it's time to go and have a look at your leaders, because we are on the final lap. It is lap 13 of 13, and Connor Mills comes through the final chicane, 2.7 seconds in the lead in the end. Here he goes. We're going to lose him behind the building, and across the line he goes. He will be flashing his lights, and he takes the win for race 3 of round 1 of the RLTC Championship, with Morgan Burkhardt and Jake Cranston making it an all-sports racing double podium. There's a big crash on the line there. For some reason, someone stopped on the straight. That is clumsy. We don't want to see that. I wonder if they had a slowdown. That will be a major penalty if that was the case. Yeah, there we go. They're all on their little cool-down lap now. And your race winner, Connor Mills. For Pulsus eSports, Jake Cranston, P3. Matt Sanderson and Marcel Friesch for Fear Factor, 4th and 5th. Poor Duncan got killed in lap 1 again. He has the worst luck, that boy, sometimes. Bob ZFG says, great broadcast again, got to head back to work. Thank you for joining whilst you're at work. Don't want to get you told off. Do you know what I just realised we didn't see at the start? I mean, it's a little bit late now, but let's have a look at it anyway. We was at Media Day at Alton Park. We've got to show these animations because it is worth it. And then we took a little truck journey over to Donington Park. Oh, I say a little truck journey. This is taking its time. Melbourne. There it is. Castle Donington. That's the circuit. Right next to the airport. Daniel Downing, not pleased. The truck should stick to the road, says Biggie Morello. Right, results and interview time. Here we go. Race 3 results. Incoming. Here they go. Where are they? There. Let's get rid of that at the top. So, Connor Mills takes your win. Morgan Burkhardt, Jake Cranston, Matt Sanderson, and Marcel Friesch. Kieran Dempsey, Dan Downing, Damien Harris, John Bailiff, Eric Manenveld, and Sam Van Olst. Stephen King rounding off your top 12. Sebastian Broberg, 13th. Agard, 14th. Ike Lequay, 15th. Andy Fox, Alejandro Caraday, and Jamison Huffman round off your top 18. In 19th down to 28th, we have Taki, Fryer, Mundere, Ridley, Mayerek, Burns, Murray, Blake, Gibson and Henriksen. Thornton and Benitez was out with 13 laps ago. So right at the start, Benitez called it a day. I wonder if it shows... Does it show? Oh, it does show the points. Look at that. I don't remember setting that up. But 44 points for the win. It doesn't show the fastest lap point though. That is what that looks like. Now, I wonder, who are we going to speak to first? We should rewind and have a replay so that we can see some stuff whilst we talk to some of our drivers. There we see the slow starter Henriksen as Jameson really moves out the way. Gonna pop over to Discord. Who do you think we should talk to? Oh, I'll tell you what I didn't check. Let's check driver of the day votes. Results. Wow. Do you know what? We have our winner. Our driver of the day for today is, and I'll tell you what, it's very close amongst the votes. I'm surprised with the amount of you watching that it's not more. All you got to do is click that link and click a button. And then bang, you pick your driver of the day. But today's driver of the day is Jake Cranston for All Sports Racing. He got 2 votes. And there's quite a few drivers with 1 vote. And that could have swayed it, you know, could have swayed it. Now you know for next time, Knock Hill, get your votes in. It'll be here for the season. So many cars. There goes the Masters Attraction car off in the background. Let's get some interviews going. First of all, let's talk to... Oh, he's not in chat. I wanted to talk to Connor Mills, who is race 3 winner. Let's talk to Jake Cranston, since he is driver of the day, 2-time Jetta Cup champion, Jake Cranston. Welcome to the comments box once again. How are you, sir?
It's good to be back.
Good to be back. Sounds medium happy.
Yeah, I'm alright. I just think there's a couple of bits could have tidied up a bit more, but apart from that, I'm happy.
A race win to your name on race 2. Did you expect that after media day?
I really didn't expect that. I was grinning ear to ear throughout that whole race, just trying to bring it home.
Tell us from your perspective, what did it look like from behind? Because obviously you got out in front, and then there was a load of battling behind. Yeah, and I'm sure you were just rubbing your hands as you were cruising along with the gap extending.
Well, the first couple of laps, I was just defending as much as I could because I knew they were all going to be going for it. And then I suddenly saw the gap jumped up to like 4 seconds, and I was like, "Oh, hello!" And then I just kept that.
Well, that's all you needed to do. A race win to your name this early on in the season, and I'm sure that will boost your confidence, shall we say. I feel like you had your confidence knocked a little bit at media day, but here you are, back in the top step. And now we've got 11 rounds to go, surely with a little bit more confidence going ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it helps a bit that the Audi's been nerfed, but apart from that, I mean, I think it was a Honda track, so I had to take advantage for this one. Might not be the same at Knock Hill next week.
That's right. It's a different circuit, different advantages for the cars, and you definitely took a little bit of your advantage for the Honda circuit. That is pretty much it, actually. We need to talk to a couple more. Is there anyone, as usual, you want to say hello or thank you to before I let you go?
Yeah, I'm going to say hello to Ella. She's sitting on the sofa behind me watching this time on her phone. She voted for me for driver of the day, apparently, so thank you for that. And Dave and Ali are also watching. I think my dad will be watching it tomorrow or something like that. So yeah, hi guys.
Well, there you go. Thank you very much, Jake. It was good to speak to you. We'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, thanks, Jack. See ya.
There goes Jake Cranston, your race 2 winner. I'm going to pull in Connor Mills, race 3 winner. I have found him. He is around. wandering the virtual paddock. Connor, tell us how you're feeling after round one, official round one, where you get some points to your name.
Yeah, good. Glad to get a decent result in that last one after some iffy results in the first two. But yeah, not bad day.
Not a bad day. You found yourself in the top fights regularly. You pulled off an amazing dummy move on Mr. Downing into turn one, which we caught in a replay. One of the moves, got to be one of the moves of the race. Not being biased at all. But from your perspective, like you said, you could have capitalised more maybe. But how was the racing for you around Donington Park? Was it better than expected? Was it enjoyable?
Yeah, no, it was good. I mean, the first two races I had, I got hit, which sent me sideways, and I had to obviously be in front wheel drive. You have to light up the fronts to get it back round. But these cars on iRacing are so sensitive to tyre temperature that after that, it just the car just felt so unbalanced, and then you have to drive a bit cautiously to get the temp back down, and that just kind of ruined me. But to be fair, the racing, all in all, I've seen a lot worse. You know, it was clean most of the time. It was hard. Everyone sort of gave each other enough room at times. That was that move for the lead was a bit of a risky one. But to be fair to Danny, he showed me a bit of respect there, because that could have gone a lot worse.
Absolutely. And over to Knock Hill next week, which is, I mean, this was said to be a Honda circuit, and we saw a mix of cars pretty much have even pace. The rumour was, when it was the official, that the Knock Hill is a Hyundai circuit, but the Audi's not far behind. So are you looking forward to going to the Scottish roller coaster, or not a favourite track of yours?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a Hyundai track. The Audis in the past haven't done well there, but as we've seen today, this was a Honda track. But I think a main part of today's racing was the starts helped the Audis out, especially in that first one when I managed to get from P3 to P1 on the first corner. So Knock Hill being such a tight and twisty track, if you can put it on the front row or second row and get a good start, you could find yourself in the lead, and it wouldn't be too hard to defend a whole race there. I say that now, but we'll see. We'll have to wait and see how it goes.
Of course. And as usual with the interviews, Connor, before I let you go, is there anyone that you want to say hello, goodbye, or thank you to?
Not really. I want to thank Pulse eSports for signing me for this season, and let's see where it goes.
Don't want to plug that sponsor on the boot of your car?
Passion Motorsport, of course, my karting company. I'm hoping now that I've got a win under my belt, I can have that straight across the bonnet. But we'll see.
Yeah.
I'll have to speak to the boss about that.
Of course. Well, thank you for joining us, Connor, and good luck, and congratulations again on your win.
Brilliant. Cheers. Thanks.
Connor Mills, a new driver to the season. We'll have one more interview, and I think, who won race 1? We've spoken to race 2 and 3 winner. It was Damien Harris. Is he around? Let's see if we can pull him in. Can't see him in the Discord. No. So race 1 winner is out. Which let's leave it open to chat then, shall we? Chat, is there any one driver that you would like to speak to before we go? Any of you can comment. Any channel. Let's go. VCR Esports, Racing Line, Twitch or YouTube. Who should we talk to? One more interview and then we'll round off the stream. Oh, two people straight in the Twitch chat. We've got a vote for Duncan and a vote for Sam. Who did more? Well, with Duncan's lap 1 crashes, you would have to say that Sam the Gambler Van Olst did more. It's a risky. You should interview Burns. I don't remember seeing Burns. Maybe that's why we should interview him. But oh man. Ask Burns about 33. Is that why? Is that what happened? We'll have to have a look at replays of that. Get Burns in there. Is he fuming? Should we have an angry interview? Is that what we're going for here? Where is Stephen Burns? Let's bring him in and have a chat, because I genuinely don't recall seeing what happened to Mr. Burns for Masters of Traction. I hope I got that right, because there's so many Stephens in this championship now that it is hard to keep track. Stephen Burns, mic currently on mute. Welcome to the comms box. The chat has voted you to come in and give us some your insight into today's races. How are you? How was it? What happened? This is going to be one of them awkward moments. Is he going to walk away? Still nothing. Maybe he's gone to the toilet. We'll wait a bit longer. And no, I'll tell you who is in the interview rating room. We always love it when someone volunteers. Let's talk to one of his teammates instead. Masters Attraction, Jerry Agard, handsome dude on the bonnet. Jerry, talk us through your event. Some strong results, I think, today for yourself, and some great racing from you. Some feisty moves around the outside and the inside. Give us your insight. What's it like in the middle of this chaos?
Scary.
Scary.
No, it was fun, really fun, but really scary. There are some really fast guys out there, so it was fun. I'm really proud to be in the midfield to keep up with the guys in P15 and 14. I think I ended up, so that was quite okay from my perspective. Still need to learn the car, but it was good racing.
Yeah, and I think that's something that we can easily forget, is that we've got quite a few people on this grid. I mean, yes, we can say that we've got the couple of regulars to the car, probably at the top end with the amount of time they have in it. But I think there's an unusual amount, maybe as a result of the Jetta Cup or whatever, but there's an unusual amount of people that are new to these touring cars for this series, and yet still the racing seems to be, well, it's on pace with each other. It seems to be a close grid, and from what we saw on stream, I don't know if I just missed a lot, apart from a couple of bits of chaos at the back. It looked respectable for the most part. Is that the case?
Yeah, I would say some errors here and there, but mostly fair and good racing. It was really good. Yeah.
Perfect. And Knock Hill next week. So this was a big. Well, it wasn't too wide, but it was definitely an open circuit. A little bit of a roller coaster next week, a short circuit, big murderous curbs. What are your thoughts? Have you driven Knock Hill before?
I did like 3 laps and then I quit out again, so I don't know anything about that track. I just know it's going to be death. It's
going to be an interesting one for sure. Thank you for joining us, Jerry, and congratulations on your races and your finishes. Obviously, well, you seem surprised, but like, you've done well today with a couple of strong finishes. Is there anyone you want to say goodbye, hello, or thank you to before I let you go back and chat?
Well, thank you and goodbye to you. Thanks again for setting it up. It's really a pleasure every Monday night to be here, so thank you.
Thank you very much, Jerry. It was nice to speak to you, and hopefully we'll speak to you again soon.
Cheers.
There goes Jerry Agar. Just seeing him actually look at that. That was really close. Rubbing bumpers with Sebastian Broberg in the background there. That was a nice shot. That was very touring car-esque. We've seen that plenty of times in British touring cars. Looks like Broberg backed out as a result. He's got Harris right behind him there. A lovely looking car, the Masters Attraction car. I think it is time to round off there. Klein Holder in chat says, I hate Knock Hill. I want to thank you all once again for joining us Monday night. The season has started now. Just a reminder, if it pops up, because this happens every time. Is it going to pop up? But it doesn't, because it's a replay. What happens if we go live again? It just gets started. No, there we go. So the schedule looks like this. You've joined us for round 1 tonight on the 31st of January. Next week, Monday, we go straight back to it for round 2 at Knock Hill on the 7th of February before we take a break for Valentine's Day. So that is where we're at. And then, of course, we begin the 4-week. That's going to be a tiring one. The 4-week quadruple European header. And then, yes, the rest of the season as follows. But thank you for joining us, whether you're watching over on VCO eSports or with us on the Racing Line Twitch or YouTube. Thank you, GT Omega, our sponsors. Remember, you can get 5% discount for any of their products using the code TRL. And of course, you know the slogan by now. If I don't see you on track this week, then I'll see you next week for the next video here on the Racing Line. Peace.